Hey guys, what's up? This is Shivansh from Appraise, and this is a very important video for you. So make sure you see it till the end because I'm going to cover everything about the Embark exam, about the timelines, instructions, how to prepare, all the questions that you already have on your mind would be answered at this place. So make sure you see this and let's get straight into it. Now, I assume that you're already a part of the Embark exam. If you still don't know it, you got to check it out. And if you're already a part of it and you have so many questions, this is the video wherein you might get answers to most of them. So let's see the things that we're going to cover in this meeting today, in this video today, is first, there are five things. First, an embark brief. The second is exam presentation, mock test, prepare for ESAT, and what is ESAT or what are the things I should need to know about it, right? Let's talk about Embark brief. Now, I know you must have already registered, but why are we talking? Because when we go on the Embark website, when we see the whole web page, we love those internships, right? Those top brands and that stipend of 15,000 to 70,000, a guaranteed stipend. That's like a great picture, and everyone wants to be a part of it. But there are two more other components to it that we need to keep in our mind. The first is a skill assessment test. The second is a 6 weeks free training, and then there is an internship guarantee. Now, training is also like, okay, I get to train, it's good, Shivansh. But when you talk about skill assessment, we think that it's like a test, right? Why do I need to care about a test or what I'm going to learn out of it? And that's where you're missing a very, very key element. Right? What essentially you're going to learn from skill assessment is these two things: skill identification and your blind spots. This leads to creation of an unfair advantage. Now, what does an unfair advantage mean? You're wondering that, right? Let me explain you in this way. Let's say we're running a race. It's a 100-meter race. You're already 50 meters. Like I am, let's say, already 50 meters ahead of you. So you'll be like, Shivansh, 99% you will win because you're already 50 meters ahead. You have an unfair advantage. Now you need to create these unfair advantages for yourself in your life. How do you do that? Is when you find an intersection of your skills and your passion, right? Once you do that, then no one can stop you. Because let's say we both get into sales jobs. Now you might be looking for a 9 to 5 paycheck, but I love it. I can do it day in, day out, right? Because that's something that I love, that's something I'm good at. And even if I'm not good at it, even if you're 5 years ahead of me, but I can stop my ass 24 hours because for me, it's not a paycheck. For me, it's something that I already love. That's what I'm doing. Let's say you can watch TV series throughout the day because you might like it. That's how the job is for me. So with the compounding effect, I'll always be ahead of that curve. So this report would help you identify your skill sets, and I'll show it to you till the at the end. So make sure you're there because it's a very good report that you need to know about yourself. Next, timelines, guys. Very quickly, four timelines that you got to remember. And I'll tell you why these are important because usually in school, we used to have those habits that we used to write down dates, right? Now we don't anytime do that. And because of which, we might miss out on certain opportunities because we can't remember, okay, even what day is today. Like I might remember that the exam passes on it in September, but what is the date today? So write it down, make sure you know these things. Exam pass generation. How do you generate that? What are the things you need to remember for that? Four things that were mentioned on the email. Again, we're going to repeat that. First, it's similar to any hall ticket. I'm dead sure if you're in your college right now, you must have been on all those board examinations where you need to carry a hall ticket, right? So it's like that. Second thing is it's mandatory for mock test and ESAT. So even for the mock test, you need this. Third, it can only be generated via desktop, guys. So uh, I know you love your mobile phones, but you need a desktop for this, and it'll hardly take 5 minutes. Probably borrow it from a friend or a brother if you already don't have an access to a laptop or a computer. And of course, it starts from September 18. Now, what are the requirements? There are three things: a photo. Now, second is a mark sheet, and the third is a LinkedIn URL. Now, you might be wondering that once okay, photo as mark sheet is okay, but what about LinkedIn URL? So uh, you need to understand that LinkedIn is nowadays like an identity proof. When you go to any company, or even when, let's say, someone reaches out to me, I want to check them who they are or what they do, I go on LinkedIn. But when we're in college, we're stuck a lot of times that how do I start creating it? I don't even know about it. This application form, of course, there's a lot of reasons why we bring this approach here. But at the same time, even if getting selected or not is a very separate thing, but even if because of this you're able to push yourself to create a LinkedIn URL, and of course we're gonna teach you that we're gonna release another video talking about the same, but if you're able to create this for yourself, it's going to be used forever in your life, and that's what Embark essentially wants. That's what Appraise essentially wants. We're preparing you for the future. It's not just about this test, it's about you. And that's why this is important, right? And of course, on the right side, you can see how it's going to look like. Moving on, this is how the exam pass would be generated. जितनी अच्छी फोटो डालोगे उतना अच्छा एग्जाम पास देखेगा. अब वो आपके ऊपर है, right? Of course, it's no one's like, just like no one sees your Aadhaar card photo, no one is seeing that. So don't waste a lot of time on this. And let's get on to next thing, which is mock test. So I think all of us love mock test, right? Especially I do, right? So there are multiple things that we need to talk about here. First, it's happening on 25th September, and it's a half an hour thing, 10:30 to 11 a.m. Now you might be wondering that, Shvansh, but the real exam is for a couple of hours or 3 hours. Why just a half an hour window for mock test? So there are multiple things to this. First, the idea is that you familiarize the test interface. That's the whole idea behind, that's the whole goal behind this mock test, right? And the second is, now you might be wondering that, Shvansh, it's not just half an hour. You don't even give me any scores or skill reports. It's because we cannot judge your skill set in just 30 minutes. It's a very deep thought process based test that you will appear on the day. It's just so that you can actually know how the interface looks like. You can do all the desktop and system checks at the moment. And of course, because of which you'll be able to generate your exam fast because it's going to be a mandate thing, right? That's the whole idea behind this. Now, all the questions about how do we prepare for ESAT. First of all, guys, ESAT assesses your innate aptitude and skills, for which essentially what we're saying is that you do not need any specific coaching, or there's no specific syllabus to it. All the resources would be like, all the curated resources would already be shared on the Telegram link with you. So if you're already not a part of it, we're gonna mention it on the in the description. Click on it. If there's still some problem, first download the Telegram app and then you'll be able to see that, right? And if still there's a problem, please comment and we'll help you out. And we're going to be sharing some very valuable resources every day or two. So make sure you're there. You just cannot afford to miss this. Next is an overview of how ESAT is going to function. There are going to be total 3 rounds. Now, after first round, you'll be able to choose your career track. Now, what are different career tracks? We'll just have a look at it. So if we go at Appraised website, these are the 5 career tracks, as you can see. Product and growth, design, people operation, business operation, analytics. These are the 5 different career tracks. You'll be able to select them once you're done with the first round. 1 second. Yes, we're back. So you'll be able to choose the career tracks. Multiple career tracks can be chosen based on your score, which essentially means, let's say once you're done with it, once you get the score, then you can think about that, okay, what all career tracks do I need to choose? And every career track is going to have a different test. And of course, I've mentioned the skill report, the blind spots. We're going to show the skill report in a while. So be there. And of course, you get trained and become job ready. That's what we all want. Yeah. Prerequisites, of course, you need an exam pass and you need the system checks, internet, desktop, screen sharing, mic, camera. Now, I'm assuming that you already know you cannot give an exam on a phone. You would need a laptop or a desktop. And as far as the mic and camera is concerned, I know it could be a concern for a lot of you, but we need to make sure that we have the right systems in place and no one is getting around the whole system. So these are important things. Now, if there's some challenge that you're not able to figure it out or something like that, uh, of course, you need to have some spare things. While recording this, let's say have spare laptops, spare internet connection so that nothing blows off. Because when you'll be preparing for, let's say, a month or two, upskilling yourself to make sure you can get to this exam, you can't afford any last minute moments like that, right? So, but of course, our team is working day in, day out to make sure that can there be some sort of a way to help you with this? Yeah. There are 3 rounds now. The first is going to be on 17th October. The second is going to be between 19th to 23rd. And the third is going to be on 26th October. Again, you can write it down if you want. But of course, it would be shared in the Telegram group as well. Now, this is the core part. All of us keeps asking what are the sort of syllabus. As I said, there's no syllabus because it's a skill based test. But these are the 6 core pillars. These are the 6 core things that you need for yourself. Like you need to work on to make sure you ace this exam. Structured problem solving, communication, data driven, critical thinking, innate reasonable abilities fit with growth companies. These are the things that are required while working with any company, right? So it's not just about this test, it's about working on yourself. That's what we're talking, right? So, and I understand that you cannot just change your communication pattern within a month, but we can at least start driving towards it. And even if appraised, is able to nudge you in that right direction, we're more than happy. We've already made an impact. We've already helped you start moving towards something, because taking the first step, that's the biggest, that's the most difficult task, right? Moving ahead, this is how an interface is going to look like. You're going to know more about it once the platform is live. Of course, you got to get on the mock test and you'll see this and you'll understand what's happening out there. Yeah. And with this, we're done with this presentation. But as I said, I'm going to show you the skill report. So let's head to our page. Okay. So, okay, I'm going to walk through you through the entire dashboard as well. Once you log in, you see different things. One is, of course, friends don't let friends learn alone. So if you have friends, you got to tell them about this. You got to tell them about this opportunity as well, right? And we have an interesting thing for you. If you click on invite your friends, you'll see a great dashboard, and you can just invite your friends on this. Moving ahead, you're going to see your application. You're going to see the ESAT, all the dates what we mentioned here, the skill reports that I'm talking about. When you click on downloading this, you'll see a report like this. Now, this is an insane report. When I saw it for the first time, I was really impressed by our data team. Like, this is sort of a graph I've only seen in games, but I never knew that someone can do this for me. Someone can show me, okay, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, right? And probably the next time an interviewer asks me, like, what are your strengths and weaknesses, I'll know. But more importantly, if the next question is, how do you know these are your strengths and weaknesses, you can just show them this report. You can tell them that, hey, I took this test and this is what the report showcased to me. So that's how it could act as a validation for you. It could help you in all your future other interviews as well. Yeah. What else do we need to show you? The career tracks, you already know. These sort of companies, you already know. I've already shown you how can you make money by referring your friends. You can check it out. And of course, prepare for ESAT, guys. Join us on Telegrams. And one last thing, you can check this events tab, wherein we'll be uploading all the future events here. So make sure, if you want to learn about anything, what are the future events, about our lives or anything, you got to check this video. That's about it, guys. Cheers and ace the exam. Keep working on yourself. Let's meet you on the other side.